Reporting events in Syria is becoming too dangerous for many, with the killing and kidnapping of journalists forcing more and more to stay away from the conflict. A team from Sky News Arabia went missing on Thursday following dozens of abductions. At least 25 journalists have been killed in the conflict. Difficult as it is to get inside the trouble zones to explain what's happening, RT's Maria Finashina made it to one of the rebel-controlled areas.
The town of Yabrud, next to the Syrian-Lebanese border, is just 80 kilometers from the capital, Damascus. But it is like a state within a state. It has its own security forces, police and even the army. You can see symbols of new authorities here everywhere, graffiti or 3 stars. That means Free Syrian Army is controlling this area. The Syrian military cannot enter.
Yabrud is the center of a large mountainous area in western Syria known as Kalamoun. In 2011, local residents were among the first to support the anti-Assad campaign. It's since been cut off from Damascus and run by the rebels. I cover my head, as all women here do, because we are told this is an area under Islamic law.
We have civil and local councils. We have Sharia law tribunals and normal courts. We have muftis and lawyers. They carry out justice. We run the town by ourselves. The army can't enter, and even if they try, we are ready to resist and defend our land.
Majid calls this his land, but in fact he only came here relatively recently. Born in Kuwait and having spent years traveling the Middle East and the Gulf, this is his parents' native town. Majid arrived 4 years ago, months before Syria's protests began.
We'll resist to the end. We have a plan and we have forces to make it happen.
This is who he's talking about, the self-styled Free Syrian Army. But these fighters don't work with other militants, functioning instead as an autonomous armed brigade. They live in abandoned houses, sleep and pray together, and claim fighting Bashar al-Assad is their only goal. Twice a week they hear an Islamic lecture from a young man who everybody calls the Sheikh. He's taken part in the Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca and studied the Quran in Saudi Arabia.
Every Monday and Thursday we discuss the revolution, the latest military developments, as well as our daily routine. We discuss what's halal and what's haram, what's prescribed or forbidden by Islam.
I ask them whether they are Jabhat al-Nusra, an al-Qaeda-affiliated radical Islamic group openly operating in Syria.
No. We have no relation with the Nusra. We are FSA.
The Nusra is linked to the outside. They follow al-Qaeda, and for decisions they revert to their Amir or even Ayman al-Zawahiri, al-Qaeda's leader. We have normal relations with them.
Next, we are supposed to meet with people from al-Nusra. But when our armed guys learn of this, they do all they can to stop us. The groups controlling the area are not only fighting Assad, they compete with each other, even for media attention. Being among journalists is seen as something prestigious. We are escorted and are told to film from the car. But at one point we are stopped by a group of gunmen, apparently from a hostile brigade. They ask about who we are. Later our guides told us the men were kidnappers from Rima village. At least 19 foreign journalists are held hostage in Syria right now, and the price on their lives varies. This area, supposedly run by opposition fighters, is in fact in the hands of a large number of separate brigades, armed groups or just lone rebels with different ideologies. And they all need food and weaponry. And these are locals who pay the bills.
We, as Christians, have to pay so-called duty. This is our input into society. We go to church and pay it. Muslims do also. We pay for internal security brigades, for relief, aid and courts.
Funding is not the only cost.
The situation in Yabrud is critical. A shortage of food and everything. We are besieged.
Trapped in their own country, where more than 2 years of deadly conflict has only seen factions and goals increasingly diverge.
RT's Maria Finashina reports from fragmenting Syrian rebel-held territories. Syria on rebel ground on RT.